The secret ingredient for Just Cause is that the game is a proper sandbox. It's there to have fun with, and Rico is always he's like the what do you say, the bucket and the shovel. He's the tool.
Just Cause gives you an unprecedented amount of freedom. And we are trying to polish that feeling of joy. And we already had the core. We knew the mechanics worked. What we really needed to do is just bring that out and make it even bigger. The combination in Just Cause 2 between the grapple hook and the parachute to be able to slingshot through the world, that was just awesome. Suddenly navigation is just fun. So we took that to a different level, saying, all right, we're gonna add a wingsuit that you can also grapple with. So now you can slingshot in a wingsuit. So you have a whole other menu of navigational features to get through. We want to push the verticality in combat, in gameplay, in navigation, in world design. That is like the center of the bullseye for us. To get the player to get comfortable being in the air, I think Just Cause really shines like that. And the sense of freedom and just openness is a different scale. I mean, we go for huge open worlds. So Just Cause 2 is already enormous. We really want to focus now on density and the feel of the world itself. So we didn't necessarily have to just do increased landmass, but we have certainly gone a lot bigger when it comes to density of the world. And now it's not just on top of the world, we also have caves and tunnels and all sorts of stuff there too.
We love creating these absolutely beautiful worlds, and this time around we're in the Mediterranean, and then just basically f them up. That's what makes Just Cause so much fun.
Now when you pull down a statue, it'll shatter into all these pieces. You can blow yourself through walls, you can tumble huge spires down, enormous radar dishes. So you can imagine being chased by a convoy, you can turn around and destroy the entire bridge that they're on behind you, and the whole thing will crumble and shatter underneath it. Now that is the scale of destruction that we're after, not really breaking a hole in the wall, I mean, you can set up scenes that are the biggest action movie scenes you can imagine. I cannot wait for people to use the new share features on new consoles. Those videos are going to be just awesome.
It's a fine balance between being just outright stupid and fun, and I think Just Cause is it's always balancing on that very fine line.
What percentage stupid and what percentage serious would you say the game is right now?
I'd say it's 70% stupid. Just Cause 2 was actually more 80%, I would say. What we've done in JC3 is actually that we have a new story that is a little more serious. Rico is going back to his childhood days in Medici. I think it's time that players get to know Rico. I think we owe that to Rico. I mean, he's been through 2 games now. The first game he was just a mumbling idiot. With that said, it's not a story-driven game. It's always the sandbox that comes first.
I think a lot of people try to be great at being filmmakers when they're game makers. We should embrace the goodness of what our craft is. As long as we stay focused on giving the power into the player's hands, I think we're doing what we should be doing.
Do you ever question the need for a story period in this type of game? Like, what if you just drop players in?
Yeah, many times.
What do you think the benefit of having a story is then?
I mean, people like to hear a story. I mean, in JC2, I think the main part of all our players didn't even finish all the story missions. The story was absolutely great in Just Cause 2. We just did a shitty job of presenting it. The script is absolutely amazingly cool. But everybody likes to hear a good story.
I think you need a backbone, a reason for what you're doing in the world. We're not a story-driven game. We don't hammer you through a highly scripted experience. The story gives you the ability to learn how to use your tools in a great way. And then hopefully you'll be like, oh, that's awesome. Can I do that somewhere else? Yep, you can do it somewhere else. Everything that you learn can interact with every other system. When you learn how to dual tether something, you can start thinking to yourself, can I dual tether a helicopter to a car and lift the car in the air? Yes, you can. So it kind of drives you through, and we can introduce you to the characters that you're hanging out with and give you the impetus to overthrow the evil dictator at the end.
For us, it's that balance. We're always focusing on the sandbox first in every game we do.
It seems like the more wacky elements you put in a Just Cause game, the more the fan base is going to react to it.
Yeah.
So what's stopping you from just putting a jetpack in the first mission and dinosaurs and just everything wacky you can imagine?
There's always a lot of ideas, but to create that super polished experience, time, basically.
You have to focus. If you do too much too wide, you don't get the same level of quality.
But obviously, I mean, it's a game where it inspires designers and players to come up with all these ideas. So again, we'll work with the community once the game is out, and maybe we'll see dinosaurs, we'll see elephants. Far Cry has already stolen those. But wherever it might be.
The modding community has always been something spectacular in all games, and any game that gets the love of the modding community is already in a good spot. A game that's all about the sandbox, really in a good spot.
I'll never get sick of Just Cause. It's always in my head, Just Cause. And I mean, I got ideas how I would like to expand the franchise even further.
I mean, Christofer and I work a lot together and looking at the franchise, and he's keeping a very close eye. I mean, it's his heart and soul. You know, this is how Avalanche started, was with Just Cause. So it's been a pretty big responsibility to be kind of offered that. I think it's going to give a big boost to all of us to finally be able to show what we've been working on, and we're real proud of where we've gotten to. It's been a lot of work, and we've had a lot of fun doing it, and I think when a team has a lot of fun, it tends to show through in the game.